INCRadio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon to all of our viewers and listeners tuning in with us here in INCRadio, Texas Satellite Studio. It is currently June 1st, 1:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time here in Austin, Texas. And today I'm one of your hosts today, Brother Justin Talioga. And let's go ahead and meet one of our other hosts today. Let's go over there to the local congregation of Humble. Brother Byrne, how are you today?
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to whoever is tuning in the IC Radio program. I'm doing good here, Brother Justin. It's a little bit rainy, so it's kind of dark outside. How about there?
It's been a little of the same. I mean, I'm not sure what y'all have been experiencing over there, but we've had quite some storms here and there, and some power has went out for some of our residents here in the Austin, Texas area. But we're doing fine. But so, thank you so much, Brother Byrne, for being here with us. And now let's meet some of our panelists today. We'll go ahead and stay in the Houston area for now. Let's go ahead and meet Sister Lucille. Sister Lucille, how are you today?
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Have a good day so that you can have a choice which time the time frame you are in. But anyway, I'm very well. I came from work last night. Forgive me if I'm a little bit sleepy looking. So, but I'm here enjoying the our meeting with INC Radio and everything went so far. Even though we have a little rain, we're okay for now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Sister Lucille. And I think we're having audio issues on your end. If you if you're able to fix that for a little bit while we get back to you, and then hopefully we can have you join us through at some point during the show. And as we are continuing on with our introductions, let's go ahead and once again meet another one of our panelists here in the region. Let's go to Sister Grace. Sister Grace, how are you?
Hello, yes. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone. I'm good, thank you. And it's raining here. It's really pouring heavily, but I hope everyone is doing well, and it's nice to be back again.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Sister Grace. And once again, for all those who are currently experiencing that weather, please stay safe. And now let's move up, west, east. I don't know much about the geography, but Brother Jarek, how are you?
Good afternoon, Brother Justin. Good afternoon, or greetings to all the brothers and sisters throughout the world. Hopefully, you're all doing well wherever you're viewing from.
Thank you so much, Brother Jarek. And now let's go ahead and go into our topic discussion. Now, if you, for our viewers and listeners who were with us um, a few weeks ago, or maybe it's already been a month, we were talking about cost-friendly entertainment. Where yes, summertime is here. We a lot of the ones who are in school, they're not out of school, and now they're looking forward to having lots of fun. They want to go to the movies, hang out with their friends, and of course, going on these family vacations. But as much as we want to have fun, what is the best way um, uh, to do it? And what's the best way to do it without hurting kids? And today we're going to dive deeper today into that topic discussion. So, and of course, we can never forget to have our show without having first our question of the day, which is what form of cost friendly entertainment do you enjoy and why? So please answer our question on our live YouTube chat, and we'll be sure to read your answers at some point during during our show. But since today is about cost friendly entertainment, let's go ahead and discuss a little bit more about that cost friendly entertainment. But while we are getting our icebreaker ready, so let me ask my co-host right here. So Brother Burns, so what form of cost friendly entertainment do you enjoy and why?
Cost friendly. Let's see. One for me is watching movie. Uh, the way that I do the movie theater is that I just wait for it to show in a regular streaming platform, like those kind of platforms, and then I just watch it on the TV, and that's for free. Or they have this special discount for movie theaters that they go on Tuesdays. I think I don't know on your place. I mean, in your place, what day is it? But mine here in Houston, it will be Tuesday, and it goes around $5 for every movie, and then you can just watch it, and then for $5 you just go in.
All right, thank you so much, Brother Byrne. And today we're going to look at some certain forms of entertainment. We're going to see exactly how cost friendly they can be. And Kuya Tech, if you can hear us, if we can all be presented into the tile view, so we can all be seen. And while that's being done, so what's going to happen right now is a certain form of entertainment will be shown, and we're going to discuss exactly how cost friendly they can be. So, to our panelists, are you ready? Okay. Okay, all right, let's go
They're
ahead.
kind of nervous. They're kind of nervous. They're trying to guess already ahead of time, but they're gonna.
Okay, well, so let's go ahead and see it's the first one. So, this first one going to the movie theater. So let's hear from my panelists. How cost friendly can these be? Let's hear from our
Well,
panelists.
I
Anybody?
already I already said a hint earlier.
Can you
Yes.
hear me, po?
Here, let's hear from Sister Lucille. Sister Lucille.
Hi. The way we do it with the movie theater before, po, we try to go on matinee since there's seven of us all the time to go out. And I usually time it, let's have our breakfast in the middle, like a brunch, so that we don't have to buy so much in the concession. But a lot of sometimes they will ask something and we just share. So that's how we save money for. But now they bought me a big TV. So they said movie now is not an option. We're just gonna watch Netflix at home. I think that's much cheaper now. We could bond at home, no gas money to spend, and we're just sitting in our house and we can eat our own food here with the budget with the groceries. So I found it much cheaper. It was their idea, not anymore with me. I think they got the cheap college now in them. So it's a good thing.
Oh yes, when it comes to college students, because college students they are spending a lot of money because they're spending on money on stuff like school supplies, their books, tuition especially. I mean, I'm sure you know what that's like, Kuya Burn, right?
Yeah, that's pretty expensive for just to be in college. You just have to budget everything.
All right, okay. Now let's go ahead and go to the next one. Let's see here. All right, hanging out at local restaurants or coffee shops. How cost friendly can this be? Can we make this cost friendly rather?
I think so. Yeah. Coffee are not really. I know it's more expensive now, but it's less compared to eating, dinner outside in the restaurant. So yeah, coffee is definitely less expensive, and it's one way of spending, quality time with your family. You go out and just sit outside and get some coffee. So um, I think it's a better option compared to getting dinner outside.
Okay, all right. How about to our other panelists? When it comes to hanging out at local restaurants or coffee shops, how can we make this cost friendly for us?
The way we do it in our family, we'll try to not to hit after 6 o'clock. There's some promotion before 4 when you eat out, especially when we celebrate something. I usually ask them, can we be at 4 o'clock because it's cheaper? It's like 50% off for each menu. So instead of spending 200 or $300, you could only spend like less than 150. So it's pretty good for a big size family like us. It really saves money when you try to go into timing. Like instead of going dinner, take lunch or early dinner. So it's a good option for us.
Oh, okay. All right. So there are certain times when the food would be cheaper. Okay. And yeah, it's definitely we don't always have to get the most priciest things in order to have. And of course, there's nothing wrong with that. But of course, it always is good for us to save up, especially when we find ways to where we can save up. But how about you, Brother Jarek? When it comes to hanging out at local restaurants or coffee shops, how can we make it cost friendly for us?
Just kind of echoing what Sister Grace and Sister Lucille had mentioned. Uh, Usually, when it comes to restaurants, we're kind of strategic with which restaurant we pick. We try to see if there is like what Sister Lucille said, if there's a deal going on. Sometimes there's a special on certain days. One day might be pizza, the next day might be burgers. So we actually try to be strategic with what day, because they're offering a deal on that. So seldom do we ever go. We usually pick the restaurants based on if we have any gift cards, if there's any deals going on. We really try to minimize that way, because and same with going to a coffee shop. We have apps to pretty much all the major places that serve coffee or breakfast, and then see if we have any rewards points or anything. We try to maximize that as well, and usually there's deals going on, but that's kind of how we try to minimize um, our expenses.
Oh, yes, rewards. Yes, I know some restaurants, some vendors do offer some type of rewards program, and those are actually a lot more useful than I thought. I thought they would only offer.
Actually, sorry, actually, brother Justin, I had tips for the new upcoming college students right now. This is tried and tested, actually. So when you go to a coffee shop, right, you just buy, like, let's say a $6 or $5 coffee, but you already have your backup that you made in your house. Now for that, you can stay for as long as you can, as long as you have that reserve on your bag. Once your coffee runs out, the one you bought in the store, you just pour your reserved coffee, and then you can stay all the way. That's one tip that I can give to the college students right now. If you are really a coffee lover, then that's one way of, it's kind of saving up money, just not just to buy every time you sit there. They're gonna ask you, "Oh, you're not shy?" Like, "Oh, I still have my coffee right here, so it's still full." So that's one tip. How about you, brother Justin? When we're Oh, well, I guess brother Justin.
I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, okay, okay.
Sorry about that. Okay,
I
let's
was
go
gonna
ahead.
have a heart attack again.
I'm here. I'm here. Okay, now
Okay.
let's go. Let's go ahead and move forward. So let's go ahead and see. Okay, all right, perfect. All right. Can everyone see my screen? Can everyone see my screen?
Yes,
Okay, all
can.
right, all right. So before we go to this one, Queer Burn. Oh, what did I miss? What were you talking about? Something about the college?
Oh, you, you stopped the whole thing. You didn't hear
Oh,
me.
okay.
Well, that's well, I told them about uh having a reserve for the coffee. So once their coffee runs out, they can just pour the reserve on their cup so that they can stay longer in the coffee shop.
Oh, okay, all right. I should I should honestly try that because I recently started becoming a coffee drinker. So yeah, we'll definitely try that. Okay,
Yeah,
all
you gotta
right.
try it.
Okay, so now that I'm here, what about going to the park? How cost friendly can this be? I'm sure there are lots of ways we can enjoy our time at the park in a cost friendly way, but how can we do that? Sister
Yes,
Grace?
we can.
Oh,
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yes, we can just what we usually do. We love, going to the park. It's one of our spending quality time with the family. So we would usually, make some sandwiches already at home and then bring water or juice. And then once you're there, you can just throw a blanket and then, after walking for several minutes and just throw a blanket, you can sit down and eat the food that you have prepared at home. So it's basically very cost friendly.
okay, all right, yeah. I feel like that's like the most popular way of making going to the park a cost-friendly way. Having homemade lunch at the park, and also going to the park, it's a nice scenery. You have the trees, the playscapes. Sometimes you have like a nice view of the city, depending where you are. And there are also many fun ways to have fun at the parks, such as walking your dog. I'm sure Sister Mayfan does that quite a bit. I'm not sure if she can hear us, but excuse me. And then also having walks and jogs at the park. I don't know if brother Jarek, I don't know if that's something that you do, having hikes or walks at the park.
So where we live, we don't really have any major parks. We probably have to drive to them, but we do have trails and a small playground for our children. So we don't do it too much. Well, now that it's warmer, but if we do, we try to do it on the weekends in the morning or later in the evening when it's not too hot. But we have a little wagon that we would. I have two young daughters that they are. One's almost 5 and one's 2. So we put them in the wagon. We just pull them along. And sometimes I also have a jogging stroller that I haven't used as much, but I'd like to start using. But we have some nice trails around where we live. And that, like, not only just for fitness, but also just to get out, get some fresh air. And we'll probably at least 30 minutes, if not longer.
Okay, so I
Fun fact that I do is sometimes, not now, like it's warmer, but I wake up like 8 a.m. and then go to the park and do some shooting or basketball, sometimes volleyball too, and that's for free, instead of just paying in the gym like what, $25 or $50 per hour. The park is really cool. Cost friendly.
It really is cost friendly, yes, and it's really, especially hearing from Brother Jarek, even in a cost friendly way, we can always find ways to spend some nice quality time with our families. And then there's actually just one thing that's very much overlooked when it comes to going to the park: parking. In some places, you have to pay for parking. Am I right, Brother Bird?
That's true. That's true. Where is this? It's one of the parks here in Houston. I think in Houston, that you have to or else you can. Oh, it's in downtown. You're gonna be towed, but after like 6, it's free. But midday or starting 8 a.m. until that's 6 p.m., you had to pay for the parking. Yeah, that's a little bit. That's the only thing that you have to pay for the park. But other than that, it's for free.
Exactly. Yeah. So get to know your community more, to know because to know when the times are when you can do the things that are very much cost friendly. And like what Sister Mayfan is messaging us right now. Yes, museums as well. And and before we move forward with this next part on our discussion, let's go ahead and see who who is with us on our live YouTube chat. We have our very own multimedia advisor who says you can who's tuning in with us. He says, "Look for restaurants which are the which the locals go to instead of going to the pricey ones." We have Michael Bew tuning in with us from Universal City. We have Irene Talioko who says, "Avoid eating out. Buy the food you want to eat and cook it at home." And we also We also have Abby Pangilinan tuning in with us from San Antonio. We have Sister Lilbet Talents tuning in with us from Corpus Christi. And she also says shout out to all the ministers, ministerial workers, and families in here in the District of Texas. Hashtag INCRadio Texas. Hashtag Corpus Christi. And we also have June Ruiz tuning in with us from Houston, Texas. We have Benson Santa Maria tuning in with us from Edinburgh, Texas. And we also have coming from the South Central State Satellite Studio who says Houston has a lot of small theaters where you can watch a play production. Wow. So I guess for those of our Houston panelists, I'm not sure if you were able to look at those, but hopefully y'all were able to. Okay, now let's go back to our discussion. So what about local arcade spots? How cost friendly can these be? Like the ones that usually have arcade games, bowling, and of course, all the favorite foods. How cost friendly can these be?
I think as long as you set a budget, because they're just like anything, these are one of those that it all depends on how much you're willing to spend. So, uh, especially for me personally, uh, I really like claw machines. And if especially there's one that I'm so close to getting, next thing you know, I put a lot into it. But just an example. But if you kind of go in knowing that you're only going to spend this much, it can be cost friendly. Just being disciplined and not spending too much. So it can go either way.
Oh yes, those claw machines. Those are really hard to win. I remember back when I was working with kids, we would take them on a trip to one of these arcade places, and he would be playing it. He will get this really nice prize on the claw, and he's about to drag it over to the what do you call that? The drop
The
point? Is that what
bin.
you call the cabinet?
It's like the bin or something.
Okay, the bin. Okay, the drop bin. Yeah, so he would drag it all the way there, and and as soon as he drops it, it hits the rim, and then it falls back to where it was, and we're just like, oh. So yeah, those are some things that you should really be that we should be really careful of when it comes to being cost friendly. Okay, and let's look at this one. I think this one's my favorite one: staycations and road trips. So how cost friendly can we make this?
Let's see. For a flight, how much is a flight now?
A lot.
Just a regular, yeah. That's like maybe 200 ish or 300 ish one way or two way.
It depends where you go. Yeah.
But if you just go on the road and you have your van or mine, actually I used that I used my Honda Fit to Austin, the last Unity game or this past Unity game, and we just gas probably around 50 or 60, going back and forth from Humble and Austin. So that's really cheap instead of having to go fly. That's $100 or one way.
What's the furthest you've ever driven, Brother Burn, here in Texas?
I East Coast. Which one is longer, East Coast or Florida? I don't know. Both of
Florida
them.
is the East Coast.
I went to the Grand Canyon. Oh no no. Was it Grand Canyon? No 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 no. That's in the other one. I forgot the name. I gotta remember this names. I'm really bad at names, places and names.
Okay,
But
let's
yeah,
go.
this is way north, Arizona, somewhere there. I don't remember. Sorry.
Okay, well, let's hear other. Oh, am I here? Hello. Okay. All right, let's hear from our other panelists. Either Brother Jarek, Sister Grace, or Sister Lucia, how can we make road trips cost friendly, or how are they cost friendly?
The way we do it is there's seven, as I said, in a very big family. When they were young, we used to do our road trips, but I learned some tricks right now. Early booking po, and then try to book your tickets on the midweek. And during holidays, you could get a lot more cheaper. Sometimes you can go to New York for less than $200, or sometimes they have a sale for 55 in Southwest on some airlines with membership, and you could get good discounts. So, but the only thing sometimes right now within college, they have different schedule. So it's hard to plan ahead of time. But sometimes I'll tell them, if you are not ready, you'll book your own ticket the next time. So they're very fast in selling me, oh, I'm available this time, because at least they could save, I could pay for them. Because if it's getting expensive, they're paying for it. So give them accountability as well.
Oh, okay. I never actually thought of that. Buying I feel like Sister Lucille is like the one to go to when it comes to cost friendly entertainment. She says, "No, no, 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 no,
She's the planner, brother Justin. Uh, yeah, she likes to be ahead of everything. Like it's like, what do you call this? Um,
Cheap champion po.
Cheap
Cheap,
champion. There you go. There you
cheap
go.
champion.
You look for discounts. You look for everything that will cost you a little bit less than
And
what you regularly do. How about you, brother Jarek? What do you prefer? Do you flying or want to do road trips?
So it all depends on how far, because I also look at time as a resource. If it's not too far, of course, driving, and there's a lot of factors that go into it. I'll give you an example. We plan on going to Disney World this later on this year. It For us with my family with the two young children, it's a lot more cost effective to drive because when we go to Florida, we'll need a car anyway. So even though it may cost us money more for excuse me, it may be better. We'll get there sooner. We could spend more time there, but overall, because of the cost of tickets, the big thing is we still need a vehicle, so it'll cost money. So there's those little factors. But if it's close, driving is of course the way to go. I'm also just like Sister Lucille. I also grew up in a family of five brothers and sisters, so um, it wasn't easy. It's not cheap to fly with that many kids. So driving is what we used to do. We've driven from Alaska to Washington to New York and all over. My dad was in the military, so we did a lot of long driving. So but I enjoy driving because you get to see a lot more too, but I also try to think of time as a resource as well.
Yeah, that is very hard right now. Having time, especially here in abroad. I don't know why. It's in the Philippines. It's just it's so free. It's like you go out, you go back. It's still you go out the day, you go back. The sun is still there. But now if you go out after that, it's so dark. You can't do anything. You can't do anything uh, from there on. So yeah, that's very good, brother Jarek. That you and Sister Lucille, you think about the time and of course, the budget. Oh, hello, welcome back, brother Justin. How are you?
I'm doing all right, especially since you're talking about my favorite part of this discussion, the
Yeah,
library."
we're going to the library, the most what is this? The cost friendly spot to be in.
Yes, because believe it or not, during the summer, and yes, I guess technically I did used
So
to
you
live
so
in a
you
library.
live in the library now.
But yeah, but believe it or not, when it comes to community libraries, these can actually be quite crowded. And it actually makes me really happy to see that because you see all these kids, they're with their families, they're reading books, they're learning, they're getting ready for the next semester. And sometimes these libraries, they have guest speakers to talk about a lot of things. And wow, I kind of wish we should have a topic about the library. But yeah, kids actually have quite a bit of fun in these libraries. Brother Brand, what do we have next? I think this is going to be our last one too. Ooh, playing sports. We just had our recent Unity game. So, how cost friendly can we make this? There are sometimes when we do have to pay to play sports, sometimes that we don't. So, how can we make this cost friendly for us?
I think the park and the playing sports coexist with each other. Some parks they have a volleyball net, a volleyball court, and then a basketball court, and then a tennis court. So there's all for free in there.
Exactly. Yes. Thank you so much, Brother Burn. And like us, like a lot of these sports, you can play them outside, like kind of like what we mentioned earlier, like volleyball outside in the park, basketball. Sometimes they have those basketball courts outside, open to the public, where you can play for as long as you want, in a safe way, of course. And tennis, my favorite sport. A lot of them uh, 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 are public places. So you can do those for free. I'm sure that's something that you and your family do, Brother Jarek. Is that right when it comes to sports?
My daughters are still young, so we're not really into sports right now. But yeah, when we were getting ready for Unity games, we made use of community centers, and then I'm also in the military, so we have access to the gym. So it can be cost effective in that sense.
Okay, all right. Yes, thank you so much, Brother Jarek. And I think that's just about does it for our discussion for today. So thank you so much, Brother Burnt, for carrying after me. And of course, to all of our viewers and listeners for tuning in with us here on INCRadio Texas Satellite Studio for our topic today, cost friendly entertainment. And with everything that we discussed, we do always like to have fun, especially during the summertime. And it's always going to be very sustainable, very uh, cost friendly for us to do it in a cost friendly way. So thank you so much to our viewers and listeners for being with us. And before we wrap up our show, we can never forget to thank our multimedia advisor, Brother Archie Talons, our CFO overseer, Brother Jeffrey Domingo, our assistant district minister, Brother Chody Samson, our district supervising minister, Brother Gino Ramilio, our executive producer, Brother Enmala and our CFO CEO, Brother Angelo Aranio V. Manalo. And of course, we can never forget to thank our beloved executive minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo. Thank you so much for all your support in these programs, Bo. And let's go ahead and go to some of our personal greetings and shoutouts. Sister Grace, do you have any greetings and shoutouts for us?
Yes, I would like to shout out our friends here in Houston. So I hope they're watching, whoever is out there and watching. So I'd like to say thank you for being here and hope everyone is doing well.
All right. And how about you, Brother Jerry? Do you have any greetings and shoutouts for us?
Just greetings to all the brethren here in the local of Universal City, as well as the brethren in the District of Texas, as well as any other brethren throughout the world that are viewing. Thank you for joining us today.
All right. Thank you so much, Brother Jarek. And Sister Lucille, how about you? Do you have any greetings and shoutouts for us? Okay, all right, maybe not right at this moment. But again, thank you so much to our viewers and listeners for being with us here on INCBito Texas Satellite Studio. Be sure to tune in next week to INCBito Texas, which is every Saturday at 1:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. And coming right after this, we have INC Radio Virginia. Thank you so much. We will see you next time.